Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about staying safe during high heat and humidity. So I was having a discussion with some other arborists on a tree forum about this. We were just kind of throwing different ideas together about different things that you can do. Because here's the thing, heat illness is no joke. It can potentially be life-threatening. And, if you start experiencing symptoms of heat exhaustion, it's not something to ignore. And, it's important that it's dealt with before it becomes life-threatening. So I think that to start with, it's important to recognize that, everyone might have a different tolerance to heat and humidity, what bothers and what doesn't. But no matter what age you are and how fit you are, anyone can be susceptible to heat illness. There's just, so many factors to consider. And in our industry, I think that it could be easy to kind of have it sneak up on you. So, you're going hard, you're climbing, you're working, whatever, and then all of a sudden you start feeling the symptoms. So there's things that I personally think that you can keep in mind to help mitigate risk and also raise awareness as to what could be potentially becoming an issue. So the first and foremost is, depending how high the heat is going to be, how potentially dangerous you think it might be, brings us to the question, do you just call the job off entirely? Not everybody might be keen to do that. And, honestly, sometimes the mornings are not as bad as the afternoons. So you could theoretically maybe get a few hours of work in, or start early and get a good 5 hours of work in before the heat actually starts picking up. So that way you're not missing an entire day's worth of work. And I know some companies, skipping a day of work or not finishing a job or calling it early because of the heat, might seem like a major inconvenience, especially if you got a backlog of work. But the thing is it's not as simple as just pushing through it in all situations. I have seen somebody on the job site start exhibiting symptoms of heat exhaustion, and we have to call the job off for the rest of the day because of it. It's nothing to joke around with. And I feel like not everybody might be open to admitting that they're starting to experience symptoms, because, it's kind of one of those things that you're on a crew with mostly guys, and, climbers, tree workers might have egos, and you don't want to be the one complaining about the heat. But it's imperative that if you start not feeling well, you say something. Or if you're the crew leader or the business owner, you check on your crew. Take initiative and ask them, how are they feeling? Encourage them to speak up if they start not feeling well. So the first tip that we kind of discussed was, the possibility of just calling the job off altogether, or starting real early in the morning, as early as you can, and working for a couple hours, maybe only working half a day, and then calling it before the hottest part of the day. The other thing you have to consider too is the environment you're working in, because some areas might not be as bad as others. So if you're in a real shaded area, that can definitely go a long way to making it more bearable. Because if you're in an open area with the sun beating on you 12 hours, all day long, it can drain you real fast compared to working in a shaded area. Now, the next thing here is hydration, but not just hydration on the job. Ideally, you would want to start drinking water from the first minute you get up in the morning, so that way when you actually arrive to the job site, you're already pretty hydrated. Because if you're starting from a point of dehydration, you're going to be trying to play catch up, and that's not good when it's hot to begin with and you're going to be burning through a lot of water. So I would recommend, start drinking water, if you don't already, as soon as you get up. The other thing that was discussed in the forum was sports drinks. So, like Gatorade, Powerade, things that can replenish electrolytes. But it doesn't replace water. So, you obviously wouldn't want to go too heavy on that stuff. It does have a lot of sugar. But including that as part of your daily hydration intake on those hot days might be beneficial. I myself will usually sometimes have a Gatorade. But sometimes at the same time, I'm also having maybe 5-6 bottles of water just on the job site alone. That doesn't include what I'm drinking before and after. So those are some things that you can consider. And also, whether you're working a full day, half day, whatever, pacing yourself. So whatever your normal level of production is. So if you're trying to bang out multiple jobs in a day or whatever, it's going to be different for every business with capabilities. One person's day, which could be 3 removals, could be another person's week, depending on the size of your operation and your capabilities. But maybe consider scaling it back and operating at a slower pace, more controlled pace, on those real hot days to conserve energy. There again, it's not an exact science. These are all different things that you can keep in mind, and ultimately you have to figure out what's going to be best for you, your crew, your business. But ultimately, safety is a priority. You got to stay safe. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Would love to hear your thoughts and opinions, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.